Thank you, and welcome back. I am here with Dr. Cortney Warren, who spoke earlier today at our TEDx event here at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. She had a very, very interesting subject matter that I think all of us can relate to. Talking about self-deception and how sometimes perhaps we may lie to ourselves. We may tell ourselves things that we want to hear when the truth is otherwise.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
And
I think we all do,
yeah.
actually, all of the time. Far more than we want to admit.
Yes. Now, tell me about this. Give me an example. So perhaps some of us may better understand this idea of self-deception. Perhaps even if we're eating something, if we're driving to the store, I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, there are so many ways that we lie. And psychological theories can help us understand how we lie to ourselves from different perspectives. So one way that we would lie to ourselves for eating, for example, is what you brought up, is that often we engage in polarized thinking. So we think, well, either I can have none of this forbidden food, like a cookie, or I'm going to eat all of this forbidden food. Because if I eat one, I've already blown my diet, so I might as well keep eating, right? So that's a very typical way that we think about food, where you have these categories of bad foods that you can't eat any of, or if you eat a little bit of, you've already blown it, so you might as well keep going.
Yeah, I think we can all definitely relate to that as far as dieting and not eating one thing because we might as well eat all of it.
Yes.
But this also pertains to a much larger picture, a much more overarching message, even in regards to one's life direction, even in regards to even emotional self-deception if we're doing something that we may not enjoy doing, but yet we keep doing it because we're in this pattern of doing it. Can you expand on that a little bit for me?
Well, I would really say that our self-deceptive tendencies start from early childhood, and it starts from what you learn about yourself and the world around you. And what often happens is that we want to become what's valuable, right? So we look around the world and we say, well, whatever it is that person is, because I see them as valuable and loved and wanted and desirable and popular in any version of that, I want to be like that. So I am going to be a version of convincing myself that that's me, even if that's not really me. And over time, you will reinforce all of your self-deceptive tendencies in every aspect of your life, in your behaviors, in your thoughts, in your feelings. One of the ways that it's most obvious to me and most damaging to people as adults is that we often have emotional reactions, going back to your emotion question, in adult life that we think are accurate reflections of something in our adult life, when in fact, our emotion is coming from another place. And what we do is we blame our current life circumstance for our emotion, which is actually not about our current life circumstance. And in doing so, we burden all of our relationships and our interactions with other people by kind of giving them our emotional baggage indirectly without acknowledging the truth, which is, I'm feeling insecure about this. This situation is triggering emotion in me that is very long-standing. And what I really need to do is work on that instead of blaming you.
And of course, this can have very, very large effects. This can affect one's relationship with their partner. It can affect their family relationships at large.
Relationships with children. I mean, one of the most profound ways we hurt people is in our relationships with little people, whether you're a parent or a grandparent or an aunt or uncle or whoever you are, because kids are really smart and they're also very sensitive to learning because they're looking around the world and they're saying, well, who should I be? Let me look around and figure out what's valuable and what isn't. And they notice our reactions to things immediately. And we oftentimes don't want to see the truth about ourselves, and in avoiding the truth, we pass our emotional baggage onto our kids. So I'll give you an example. So one common experience that I've had lately, I have a little girl who's almost a year and a half old, and she is now expressing love and care for other people in her life, which is wonderful, because intellectually, I want her to love and feel loved by everybody, right? But emotionally, I am working full-time far more than I really want to be. I'm not home with her. And when I come home and she talks to me about how much she loves somebody else, what do you think my reaction is emotionally? Jealousy. She loves them more than me. Now, even if I don't say that to her, my nonverbal communication, that look on my face, that don't talk about it, communicates something very profound to her, which is, don't tell mommy that you love other people, right? Because it hurts her, so be careful.
Right.
That is an example of how we as adults are responsible. That then it is my opportunity to say, wow, I am having an insecurity issue, and hold on, honey, I need to work on this because this is my problem, and I am not willing to pass it on to you. I want people to be more accountable for themselves because it will help all of us live more fulfilling lives.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think that's something we should all definitely take into to serious consideration moving forward. But thank you so much again for coming and speaking with us for a few minutes.
Yes,
and
yes.
we will be back in just a short moment.